If you've been in business for a while, then you know how important it is to have strong SOPs or standard operating procedures. But getting those SOPs in place can be a big headache, right? Well, what if you could get your VA to write your SOPs for you? In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to make that happen. Let's get started. I'm Joey Vitale. Welcome back to the channel where I help you escape the grind, hire all-star VAs, and cut your work week in half. Let's dive in. First up, let's work on identifying what SOPs to outsource to a VA first. And if you're new to this language, an SOP or standard operating procedure is really just a formal process, a step-by-step process that you break down so that when you or another teammate go to do that task for the business in the future, there's a step-by-step list for how to do it. And when it comes to creating potential SOPs in your business, well, the sky is the limit, but we want to start simple first. Let's focus first on creating those SOPs on tasks and projects that are pretty easily transferable. They're pretty easy to do at an admin entry level. We're talking about tasks that are repetitive, pretty routine, and don't really require that much of a personal touch. This could be data entry, scheduling, or very basic client or customer communications. The key here is to pinpoint those processes that are straightforward, but still time consuming. And I want to be clear here because yes, you can create SOPs for all kinds of things in your business, and a VA can get trained up to execute on those SOPs in whatever role it is. What we're talking about here today, though, is actually outsourcing the SOP creation itself. I know it sounds kind of meta, but what we're talking about here is actually having a VA help you with identifying and documenting SOPs so that other VAs or maybe you can execute them later. And there's one big mistake that you want to avoid when it comes to SOPs and VAs, and that is don't try and clean up or hide your mess before you bring on a VA to help you. Think about it this way. If you hired a cleaning service to come over and tidy up and clean your place, would you spend time before they got there cleaning things up so it doesn't look as bad when they get there? Well, you might be tempted to do that, but it's logically doesn't make any sense, right? The whole reason why you're paying them to come over is to clean your place to save you time so you don't have to. The same thing is true of VAs and helping them with your SOP. What we want to do here is have your VA help you document and create these SOPs in as effortless of a way as possible for you, the business owner. The way this usually looks is record yourself doing some repetitive, time-consuming task that's pretty straightforward in your business. As you're recording, talk through the steps that you're taking, then send that video to the VA and have them watch that video and then break it down into a Word or Google Doc where it's step-by-step, these are the specific actions that you took. Now, there's a first draft of an SOP that exists, and you can more effectively start to delegate that recurring task off of your plate. Now, I want to emphasize how great this is, because not only is it just a really great hack and shortcut to be able to do this on a recurring basis, to send these videos to a VA for them to turn into an SOP, it really is a good first task for your new VA. So if you're interested in bringing on a VA, but you don't exactly know how they can help you, have their first main focus be every week. I, the business owner, will send you a video for you to watch and break down into a step-by-step Word doc. Being able to record that video, taking those steps to document what the underlying process is of a task that you're doing is the first step to outsourcing any type of role. Oh, and if you're not sure what to record yourself and send to the VA, I would start with your inbox. Yep, hit record, screen share, go through what's in your inbox and talk through the decisions that you're making as you're responding to things, archiving things, putting things in certain folders or whatever you're doing, and then sending that over so the VA can slowly start to learn how you like things done in your inbox. If you want to learn more about that, click the link below to get my Master Your Inbox mini course. This is a free mini course that's super comprehensive, packed with value, and walks you through what we do to keep my inbox at zero. Now, my last point on this topic of outsourcing your SOPs is all about feedback and auditing. Again, we can't expect perfection with new VAs, but make sure that you keep the communication lines open and you're circling back and saying, okay, great, I sent you this video, you put together this document. Now I'm gonna go through the document and maybe record a video of me going through your document and saying, here's what I recommend changing, doing certain things. The more you give them feedback, the more they can start to put together an SOP template, basically a starting point, so that every time they get asked to put together an SOP, they go to a template version of what they know you like, duplicate that, and then use that to build up their tasks and subtasks, and maybe they include videos, whatever it is that you like in your SOPs. So that's feedback, and then there's also auditing, because over time, the processes in your business are probably going to change or tweak for whatever reason. Maybe you change softwares, maybe you shift to just a new approach or strategy with something. We have a VA on our team, and their main task is not only documenting and creating SOPs, but also managing them and auditing them. I say that because you might notice over time that as you start to send more and more videos their way, you start to feel like you're running out of things to delegate. Well, if that starts to be the case, well then maybe it's time to shift to stuff that you've already created SOPs on and have that VA go through and say, okay, is this still accurate in terms of how we're doing things, or do things need to be updated? At that point, I love giving that kind of a VA the metric and expectation of once a week they're either creating or auditing an SOP. I'll dive deeper into this topic and give you more resources and tools so that you can escape the grind, hire all-star VAs, and cut your work week in half. Now, if you want to continue learning more about outsourcing, then click the video that's on the screen now.